Hello everyone, Malachite here with a quick video for the first Descendant. It's actually the first one of these I've done. Just want to let you guys know real quick, there was a fairly big hotfix today. They've added a brand new event here called the Freyna's Encrypted Vault. So what you do is you can either you can use the button here if you're in game to just go right to the event. I'd recommend just either on your computer, if you're on PC, or on your phone, just go to Nexon's website, scroll down to the hotfix update. You can see all the patch notes from today. There's more importantly, there's a link at the bottom of that page to get to the event site. And once you're there, you'll see that you can the first step is to just log in. So you just, if you have a Nexon account, log in with that, or there's an option of, to use whatever ID you're playing the game with. So your Steam ID, your gamer tag on Xbox, or your PlayStation Network ID. So just log in with any of those, and then you'll scroll down, and then you'll see there are missions that you can do every day. They're pretty straightforward. You get 1 point for each of the dailies that you do. So there's one just for logging in. You get another one for completing 4 missions on either normal or hard. And then you get another point for doing 2 infiltrations, so 2 dungeons on normal or hard. And then another point for doing a void battle, and then against a colossus, and then a final point for completing any research. So usually I just do like an ion accelerator or something like that, or anything cheap that takes like a couple of minutes to do. Then you also get your weekly missions. And so for these ones, at least for me, for this week, it's log into the game 3 times. It can even all be in the same day. I don't think it matters. And then they just want you to do any mission, normal or hard, using Bunny or Ultimate Bunny, which is pretty simple because even brand new players to the game will have Bunny or will get her within very short order. She's usually, for most people, the very first Descendant you unlock after your default selection. Takes no time at all. So that means you get a total of 20 points, just from doing the 2 weeklies, and then 5 a day. The event runs up until, let me double check, really should have checked this beforehand. So the event's going to run for 5 weeks. So that's a total of 100 points altogether for all the weeklies, and then another 25. Math. 35. Yeah, another 35 times 5, so another. Yeah, so a couple hundred points really by the end of it all. So what do you spend these points on? Well, if you go down to the shop, sorry, I can't show you on screen. Well, I could try. Let's see if I don't know if it'll. So let's go. Okay, good. It's still got the video up. Didn't know if it would cut out or not. I usually almost never use the crappy browser on the PlayStation 5. Come on. The fun of doing it live. It does not look like it wants to work. Anyway, so there are a few things you can buy. You can purchase up to 3 crystallization catalysts. These are what you use to basically what's the word? To prestige your weapons and descendants. And add add specific slots for modules. So there's a limit of 3 that you can buy, but they also cost like a whopping 40 points each. So you're not even going to be able to buy one of these in the first week. You're going to have to wait until at least the second week to get your first one, and then the third week to get your second. To be perfectly honest, I don't recommend buying these. Even though they're arguably the most valuable thing available in the vault. As long as you have Enzo unlocked, these are not a problem to get. Honestly, and if you don't have Enzo, what are you doing? Go and get him, because you're going to want him badly, along with Sharon. Yeah, you're much better off just finding a group on Discord or whatever, you know, going and opening vaults, because every vault you open on hard mode gets you like 75,000 Kuiper plus like potentially the you can get Enzo's Transcendent mods and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's just way more efficient and easier to do that, to get them that way. And then they offer a bunch of the phase exchangers and whatnot, like the upgrade things. Like those are okay. The weapon materials are pretty good, and I think definitely. Well, okay, so there's a limit of 2 here. One of the things you're probably really going to want to seriously consider is buying the weapon blueprints. Now you can only buy up to 2 of them, unfortunately, but every ultimate weapon in the game is listed in here. I think so. Let me just double check. Looks like okay. No, sorry, not all of them. There's only 10, but even still, the Thunder Cage is in there, so that's a good one. Oh, that's on Greg's Reverse Fate is another really good one to worth. It's too bad that it looks like the Secret Garden's not in here, and neither is the. I'm blanking on it right now, but it's the best gun for Blair. Well. That's too bad. Okay, but even still, like, yeah, a couple of, like, for 20 points, like, a couple of Thunder Cage blueprints is pretty good. That saves you a lot of time and stress having to farm for the amorphous materials and re-roll them, you know, in the event that you don't get the one you want. And other than, yeah, so basically, that's what I would prioritize, really, is just buying all the stuff that require amorphous materials just to minimize how much RNG you have to spend. You got 5 weeks to do this, so, you know, no pressure, just altogether, like, you should be able to get them to deal with them fairly quickly, like in short order. Like most of those things can be done, except maybe the dungeons. The dungeons will take a little more longer. Most of the other stuff can be done in like inside 10 minutes. Let me just check. In particular, the Void Intercept battles just load up against the first guy there, because you can. Assuming you're at end game, you can just pop them in like 2 seconds. Actually, most level 100 sniper rifles can just take him out in a single shot. So now the other thing I want to talk about real quick before we go is the updates to Freyna today, because these are massive. They buffed the crap out of her. So one of the problems she used to have was with her skills here. As you would see, they would all just basically variations of the same thing. They would just all inflict poison, and it's not. Now what they do instead, I mean, they still inflict poison, but it's been renamed. And as you can see, now her skill 1 inflicts panic. Her skill 2, it will inflict despair. Her skill 3 applies putrid, and her number 4 applies nightmare. So these are all basically stacking poisons, and they also increase the base damage of her poisons as well. So instead of her basically just kind of overlapping her skills, like, you know, for 4 and only like refreshing the duration of the poison you apply, she more or less applies like 4 separate damage over time effects now, and like the damage. I just got home from work. I haven't quite tested it myself, but I was checking the official Discord earlier, and people were reporting as high as like 80,000 damage a tick, and that's not even on a crit. So yeah, she is hitting very, very hard now. And it's also worth mentioning, she also has an ultimate coming up in, I believe, in a week or so. I think it's October 10th is the next major update. And yeah, we're going to be getting. They haven't revealed everything about her yet. They've only like teased what she looks like. But Ultimate Freyna is coming, and I suspect she's probably going to be easily an S tier descendant once that drops. Because it's very likely she'll also be getting a new exclusive mod. Speaking of which, they also dropped 2 more mods today in the patch. Kyle got some buffs that are okay. He's still kind of meh. And then Isomo is a lot easier to handle from what I've seen. I don't have him yet, but again, I'm just reading from people's testimonies in the Discord. He's at least better to play with now. Probably still needs a little more love. Definitely could do with an ultimate. I think him, Jaber, and a few others still really need some love. But it's nice to see Freyna finally got a huge update. In fact, just for fun, maybe we'll run into the lab real quick. Oh yeah, another little, just not huge or anything, just kind of little quality of life stuff. But they put the mailbox and the lost and found in next to each other over here by the research, which is nice. Because you used to have to come all the way down over here to get to your stash. So now they're just side by side over here, which is kind of nice. I don't even know why this NPC is still here. They could honestly just delete this guy. This shop is completely pointless. So let's go into the lab.
Would you like to access the laboratory?
Oh, right. One of the other big changes they made to her, though, I believe, is her poison now spreads. Yeah, so it's. Oh, right. That's another big thing. Yeah, so there was like a bug that they fixed. So originally, her skills would inflict poison, and versus certain colossi, this would cause it not to do any damage at all. So now they've changed it so it properly. They've changed it from poison to toxic, and they've also jacked up the base damage of all her poison effects. So where is it in your passive? Yeah, so this is another thing they changed too. So now when you kill an enemy that's been infected with room 0 trauma, they have a chance to spawn a puddle, which is pretty sweet. So you can spread more that way. I believe her. I'm not sure if her poison still spreads on its own. We're just gonna go double check that right now. Let's just. Sorry if my door is creaking. It's because of my window. Okay, so let's just spawn onto the Vulgus. Make sure. No, I do not want them to be invulnerable because I want them to die. So let's just infect one of them with. Holy crap! No, so it's still spreading on its own. That's good. That was wild. I was not expecting an 80,000 hit. That can't be right. I don't even have a toxic react. I'm still using my bunny reactor right now. Yeah, I know a lot of people were spending time trying to farm a good one for her last week. I think the rotation changed. Actually, I don't want to check that right now. Oh, can I not? Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. There's the world map. I'm actually just really curious right now. So I don't know if that farm is still up or not. Let's go toxic. No, it's still up. Oh no, it did change. But there's but there's still toxic and tech with general. So we still actually have the same ones available for her, just in a different area. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, you can if you're excited to play with Freyna this week with her buffs, you can go ahead and just farm up some more for her. Impact room. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's spawn these guys again. And this time we're going to try using all our different skills. The gun. Yeah, as you can see, there were 3. Yeah, so I was right. She has up to 4 debuffs that all stack and deal a ridiculous amount of damage. Oh, is there no time limit on? Oh, there it is. Let's see that. Looks like they may have buffed the duration. I swear I remember that skill wearing out quicker.
Do as I say. If you want to
I do have
live.
a small buff to it still. Yeah, anyway, so that's gonna do it for today. Freyna's friggin' amazing now. She's at least A tier, if not S, and she will absolutely be S tier once her ultimate drops. All right, this video's gone on long enough. Have a good day, guys. I am. Oh, right, that was the other big thing. Before I forget, they made invasions. You can now matchmake for invasions. So if you're like me and struggling to farm for Haley, now is the best time to get on it because you can just go into matchmaking, and assuming you get at least a half decent group, you can clear those things inside like 5 minutes now easily. So yeah, have fun and good luck with your farming your Haley parts.